You said he's a hostage just now. You told the BBC he's a slave to foreign interests.
Correct.
So I just want to ask you to be sort of explicit. I mean, Trump is being held hostage by whom? Or by who?
Benjamin
Or by
Netanyahu.
what?
Tucker Carlson quits on Trump, and MAGA can't handle what he just said. I'm Brandon Mace, and this is Political Lens. The reality is, when the single most watched voice in conservative media goes on record saying the President of the United States was taken hostage by a foreign government's agenda, that is not a media story. That is a political earthquake. Today I'm going to show you exactly what Tucker said, word for word. I'm going to break down who immediately came after him and what that tells you about the power structure inside the conservative movement. And I'm going to show you why this MAGA fracture over the Iran war is the most significant political realignment we've seen in years. For years, Tucker Carlson was the loudest, most watched defender of Donald Trump and the America First agenda. His Fox News show was the highest-rated program in cable news history. When Fox fired him, millions of loyal viewers followed him to his own platform. But when Trump launched the Iran war in early 2026, something shifted. Tucker started asking questions that the rest of conservative media wouldn't touch, not because the questions were wrong, but because the answers were dangerous to the people running the movement. And then in May 2026, he stopped asking questions and started giving answers. Take a look.
In the
But
way you
Israel
described
pushed him into this. Now, he shouldn't have gone along with it. He should have pushed back. But to pretend that Trump woke up one morning, it's like, well, I think
I'm
we're
not
going to...
suggesting that, to be clear.
No, Israel pushed him. The prime minister, and by the way, it's not Israel. There are a lot of people who disagree in Israel. I know some of them. It was the prime minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, who pushed our president into doing this. And I hope this is the last time that Netanyahu or any foreign head of state will ever push an American president to do something that hurts America.
Now watch this.
All I care about is the United States. But I haven't heard that argument a single time. All I've heard is the kind of tiresome fear-mongering about nuclear weapons, which Iran did not have. It's insulting, actually, even to make that argument to me, that Iran's nuclear program posed such a threat to the United States 3 weeks ago that we had to launch a full-scale war against them. No one's even arguing that because it's stupid and the facts don't support it. So why did we do this when we did it? Because Israel wanted to do it.
Did you hear that? That is Tucker Carlson, America's most prominent conservative voice, going on the record saying the United States went to war not for American citizens, but for someone else's agenda entirely. And here's what makes this even more explosive. He didn't stop there. Take a look at this.
I mean, you and I and everyone else who supported him, you wrote speeches for him, I campaigned for him. I mean, we're implicated in this for sure.
Yes.
It's not enough to say, well, I changed my mind, or like, oh, this is bad, I'm out. It's like, in very small ways, but in real ways, you and me and millions of people like us are the reason this is happening right now.
Yes.
So I do think it's like a moment to wrestle with our own consciences. We'll be tormented by it for a long time. I will be. And I want to say I'm sorry for misleading people. It was not intentional. That's all I'll say.
That is Tucker Carlson issuing a public apology to MAGA voters over Donald Trump. Let's break down really what happened here. Tucker's core argument is straightforward. Trump ran on America first. No foreign entanglements, no forever wars, no spending American blood and treasure on other nations' conflicts. That was the promise. That is what 77 million people voted for. And then Trump, almost immediately in his second term, took America to war with Iran. Not because Americans were attacked on American soil, not because American national security demanded it, but because, in Tucker's words, Trump became a hostage to Netanyahu's war agenda. Now, I'm not joking when I say this. That is an extraordinary claim. Not from some left-wing pundit, from the man who spent a decade as the most powerful voice in pro-Trump conservative media. And here is where it gets even more revealing. The moment Tucker went public with this, the conservative establishment didn't push back with facts. They went nuclear with fury. Mark Levin, 15 million radio listeners, dropped a full video calling Tucker's position a national embarrassment. Dennis Prager said publicly it was time to expose everything about who Tucker Carlson really is. The Daily Wire, Charlie Kirk, the entire mainstream conservative media infrastructure turned on him overnight. You want to know why that matters? Because Tucker didn't just criticize a policy. He named the mechanism of control. He said out loud, this president is not making independent decisions, and they could not allow that to stand. But here is what Mark Levin and Dennis Prager are absolutely not telling you. Tucker is not alone, not even close. multiple top MAGA influencers, people who built their entire careers on defending Donald Trump, have also publicly broken with the Iran war. Megyn Kelly, not exactly known for challenging the conservative mainstream, went on air and aligned with Tucker's critique. The Economist interview alone, on a platform that is not friendly to Tucker's politics, got over 1 million views in 48 hours. The reality is, you do not get 1 million views on a political interview in 2 days unless what is being said is resonating with a massive audience of ordinary people. People who voted for Trump, people who believed in America first, people who are now watching the Iran war unfold and asking, is this what we signed up for? And the answer they're arriving at is no. Check this out. According to multiple reports from May 2026, leading conservative influencers across the board are privately questioning the Iran war decision, even those who won't say it publicly. The fracture inside MAGA is not just Tucker Carlson. Tucker is just the only one with the platform and the backbone to say it on camera. Rules for thee, but not for me. That has always been the operating principle of the Washington establishment, left and right. You can vote America first all you want. You can chant it at rallies. You can wear the hat. But when the money, the foreign lobbying, and the political pressure align, your vote is treated as optional. Tucker Carlson just said that out loud, on camera. And that is why the machine is trying to dismantle him. So let's zoom out, because this is bigger than Tucker Carlson versus Donald Trump. The fact is, what we are watching is the beginning of a real political realignment inside the American right. The foundational question of the conservative movement is now being settled in public. Does America first mean what it says, or was it always just a brand? Here's why that question matters beyond politics. If the fracture inside MAGA deepens, if more America First voters follow Tucker's lead and openly challenge Trump on the Iran war, the implications for the 2026 midterms are enormous. Republican candidates in swing districts are going to have to answer for a war that a significant chunk of the base never wanted. The mainstream media will use this fracture to portray the entire right as chaotic and leaderless. And the neoconservative establishment, the people who gave us Iraq, Libya, and Syria, are watching this window open and positioning themselves to walk back through it. The regular Americans who voted for peace, for an end to forever wars, for a government that actually prioritizes their lives over foreign policy adventure, they are watching this play out and wondering one simple thing: was it ever real? I'm not joking when I say this. What Tucker Carlson did in May 2026 may be the single most consequential act of political honesty in the conservative movement, since Ron Paul stood on a debate stage in 2007 and told the Republican Party that blowback is real. It cost Paul everything politically, and history proved him right. Whether Tucker is right or wrong, the fact that he was willing to say it at all tells you something important about where American politics is headed. Drop your opinion down in the comments below. I read every single one. Do you think Tucker is right that Trump was pushed into the Iran war against the America First agenda, or did Tucker just torch his own credibility? Like the video if you found it informative, and share it with someone who needs to hear this side of the story. This is Political Lens.